Well, hello and welcome to my Triumph Tiger 1050 review user kind of experience review thing. Got it with 14,000 and I've now got 21,000 on it, so I've been racking up the miles. I'm going to try and just tell you about my experience with it, what I've been using it for and stuff, and obviously take it for a ride. As I've got these aftermarket lights on down here, which are just good for a bit of visibility. Got these aftermarket rad guards on, which are important. I think the previous owner stuck these stickers on. He also took the baffle out of here, and I've put on my own Givi luggage stuff. So I'll just quickly show you what it looks like with the luggage on, and how easy it is to put on as well. Done. The only negative thing about the luggage is the right one sticks out a little bit further than the left one, but you don't put luggage on to look cool really, do you? It's just to cut your stuff around. So I'm going to take that off and then take it for a little bit of a ride. Right, one thing to mention about my Tiger is obviously at 21,000 mile point mine is ready for a new chain, so I'll probably talk about snatchy throttle responses and stuff, but I have to temper all that with the knowledge that my chain isn't great. So I've done a lot of long mile trips on it, talking 400 miles, 500 miles up to Scotland, and it's bloody comfortable. I've got to get off my jigsaw after a 200 mile day trip, and I'm knackered. But on this, I can do 400, 500 miles, no problem at all. The main thing that makes this bike great is it is a fucking glorious engine. I rode the Sprint GT, which is, it's supposed to be the same engine, and I wouldn't be able to tell if I didn't know that, because it just feels so much better in this package. But anyway, I'm just trying to give you an idea for the fun factor. Because it might have a bit of an image of an old man bike about it, and it's certainly not that. Let's try a right. So obviously good turning circle, because it's an adventure style bike. So when you get used to the fact that it's somewhat unbalanced at really low speed, on the phone, dappy tart. It's fine low speed handling, with a lot of luggage like I carry on it. It's a slightly different story as well, but overall it's good. And then obviously as soon as you get over the really low speeds, it's lovely. I love the handling on this thing. I've never got a bike to its limit before, but with this I've been scraping pegs, had my toes ripped off the pegs where I've had my feet too far forwards, and I don't even realise I'm going that fast. It's like, Jesus, it's just so easy. Hopefully that exhaust note is coming through. It is good. So my main issue, let's talk about my main issue. The main issue that I've never got fully used to is the throttle response. Once you're on the throttle, it's fine. It's lovely and it rips in like that, and it's just like, yeah. But when you're, say, negotiating a little junction or something, and you're off the throttle and you want to roll back on so it catches so you can pull away, finding that catching point, that can be interesting. It can be really difficult. And if you've got your chain properly adjusted, it's a lot better. But even when I've got a properly adjusted chain, I still have a moment where I'm always slightly delayed and I'm like rolling on catch. There you go, I've got it. And you know, I've had other mates ride this bike and they've had the same problem. They found the same issue, so I don't know, maybe it's just mine, maybe it's because mine's 21,000 miles, don't know, but I certainly notice it. See, I've got down here, you can see I've got, this is my how many miles left based on my current riding style. I started at 70, I've done 2 miles, it's gone down to 55. That's your fault for encouraging me to be frivolous with the throttle. Yeah, so I rode it for a little bit, and then eventually I got it, and I was like, fucking hell, this is fantastic. First time I started, I got to Wales, I think, and I was going around the Brecon Beacons, I was like, bloody hell, this is immense. It just all made sense all of a sudden. And I was going around these twisty corners, and it just tips in, look, there's no effort to counter-steer it. So you can literally go left, right, through all the little twisties, and, you know, compared to a sports bike, it just does it. Now, obviously sports bikes are more planted at high speed. This is back roads. This kind of bike is key. Oh, and Nissan GTR. Yeah, back roads. This kind of bike is key. I don't care if you've got a Gixxer or something like that. This is where it's at. I've got a Gixxer too, and obviously, if you're really good on a Gixxer, you're gonna be quicker than this. But really, this is so much easier to handle. Anything up to 60 miles an hour, I'd say this is a demon. You know, get 200 on average, I'd say 200 miles to the tank, 220, which has got a really good range on it. Front wheel right! Anyway, this bit of road is fucking bumpy, full of potholes, and the bike just sings over it. Sings. Just da 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 da. Do you know what? I would tell you about the clocks. I don't know. I can't be asked to mess around with them. I literally just leave it on how much range it's got left. That's all I do. Everything else, not really interested. I think you can get various, obviously, standard trip computers, and I think it will also do your MPG. Nah, don't care. Just put petrol in it when it gets low. 21,000 miles on this, and it is mint. Gears are good, engine's good, never misses a beat. I think you can probably tell I like it. Now, on the weekend when I get home after being away all week, I do love getting on my Gixxer. I love the awesome power, and I love the planted feeling on high-speed corners, which this sort of bike will never have. But I can really enjoy this, even with the luggage on. This will hustle, and the sort of places that I go, such as Wales and other country places. Let's go past this guy. Such as Wales and other country places, this is perfect. Whoa! Shit, I haven't really spoken about any of the little fine details. I've been too busy just going, oh, I love my Tiger! Okay, so, I like the look of it. Clocks are in a good place, nice and visible. Aftermarket screen like this means I can sit about 90. And wind is fine. I do get quite a lot of noise and a bit of buffeting, but it's quite comfortable to sit at 90. Mirrors are pretty good. A lot of people whinge about them, but I find them okay. Brakes are pretty good as well. They're not super sports brakes, but oh, distracted by power. The most important thing for me is that I can sit on it all day and I enjoy it, and that's 100%. Sit on this all day, arse around the back roads, do 400 miles, and I'll get back, and I've never felt so, so fine after riding a bike those kind of miles. Oh yeah, the one thing that has always been a bugbear, is the top gear does seem quite short or tall. I don't know which way around it is, but I feel like I need a 7th gear. And you're sort of sitting 90 on the motorway and the engine's got the legs for that. A couple of people have asked me, would you have this bike instead of a sports bike? And my answer to that is, if I had to have one bike for everything, and this is bearing in mind that I like doing touring holidays and going away for a week and stuff, it would have to be this one. This is a wicked bike, but I would really miss having a sports bike for weekend giggles, because there is nothing like a sports bike. When you get those high-speed corners and it just feels planted around them, this will never give you that kind of sense of one with the bike connection at high speed, but at low speed it's just so chuckable and confidence inspiring. It sounds wicked. It's a bloody brilliant bike. This is an all-rounder, definitely, with an emphasis on touring and practicality, and fun on these kind of roads. If I was going to do a lot of motorway miles, if it was all motorway miles and high-speed stuff, I don't think I'd be happy with this. But for the kind of stuff I do, going from A to B to like weird country pubs and stuff on these kind of back roads, this is, with loads of luggage on and stuff, this is epic. Epic. The only thing that interests me as an alternative to this, you know, people will talk about all the adventure bikes. I don't want an adventure bike. I want a bike like this, which is adventure style but road focused. So the only alternative would be then a 990 SMT, and I do like them, but this has got a longer service interval. I think it's renowned for slightly better build quality, but the SMT looks so much fun. I have to have a go on one of them. How are we doing? Here we go. I thought that was a humpback bridge. Turned out it was just a bridge. So torquey with the triple. I am burning fuel like a mofo. I can flat foot this bike, but I am 6'3" and most of that is in my legs. I am what you would regard as a lanky boy. Half man, half giraffe. If you're 6 foot with normal length legs, you should be fine. Anything beneath that, I would say you'll be on your toes. And if you're really short, then good luck to you. There's that bomb! Oh, that's the atomic weapons establishment over there. I probably shouldn't be filming. If blood suddenly appears all over the camera lens of this footage is later uploaded by some Swedish computer hacker hacking into the defence network, it's because the atomic weapons establishment, oh, a bit of air there, atomic weapons establishment have seized my footage and shot me in the face. I've read a lot of things about problems and stuff with these bikes, not serious problems, just little things like leaking oil and the sump plug not done up properly and that kind of thing. I've not had any problems with that. The only one I have really noticed is that the coolant was brown. Yeah, there's some sort of corrosion happens within the cooling system. Blah blah blah. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, coolant ends up being brown. Cooling system struggles a bit, so you need to check your coolant, make sure that's alright, flush it all out, get some new stuff in there, job's a good one. Should we turn around and stop there? Oh, humpback bridge! For all my bravado, I'm actually scared of jumping a humpback bridge. There we go. A nice country setting for us to analyse the bicycle. Microphone is hopefully close enough for my mouth to hear me, so there it is. Triumph Tiger 1050, complete with a graveyard worth of bugs. Previous owner put that on. I'll probably take it off at some point. Don't really like that kind of bling. But the little Union Jacks that he's put on, quite like them. I've left them on. It is a British bike after all. As I said, you can look in there is no baffle, that's why mine's loud. I think the bike still looks pretty good even with the Givi racks on, because they're obviously they're black. Yeah, I like it. It's good. What else have I put on it? I've put these Oxford heated grips on. The bracket is supposed to be mounted up here, but it doesn't really fit on, so I cut a bit off and just put one bolt on. That's been fine. They've seen me through a lot of cold weather in March. This tom-tom with the whatever it is mount, whatever it comes with, I can't remember. I don't remember that kind of thing. That's been really good as well. I've got on well with that tom-tom. Urban Rider I think it is. I would recommend a bigger screen on it if you're going to do motorway miles. You do get a bit of buffeting, but overall that has helped me a lot. Keeps the weather off. Yeah, the Givi rack and everything, I think it looks alright with that stuff on. I think the bike looks pretty sweet. Even with the racks on, there it is, picturesque setting. I like it a lot. These things don't really do much for the illumination, but they are good for safety, because obviously you have high visibility. I've not really been smidsied at all since I've been riding this. I've obviously got this leather tank thing on as well. I haven't got a tank bag, but I've left that on because I think it looks alright on this kind of bike. Seat's comfy. Seat is comfy. I don't know what else to say. You can ask me any questions you like in the messages and I will endeavour to answer them. Oh look, braided lines are standard I think. Cracking bike. As I said, I wouldn't know what to replace it with except maybe the SMT. The 990 SMT maybe. But I wouldn't know until I've test ridden one of those, and I'm not looking to replace this anytime soon. Right, let's go home. She sounds good! Some people say the gearboxes are a bit clunky. Maybe a little bit. If you blip it on the downshift, it's fine. You get used to it. I hit a false neutral every now and then, but for the most part, I don't have problems with that either. So it's definitely not an issue that would stick in your mind. So normally people say, would you recommend the bike? I would recommend this bike wholeheartedly. And if you want a weekend toy for high speed riding, I wouldn't recommend it. For anything else, it is the mutts. It's so good. But for all this kind of stuff, this environment is perfect. The engine's so torquey, you get the wrong gear, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'll sometimes be really lazy and I'll leave it in third and almost come to a stop, and it'll just be like, look, what gear am I in now? Let's go down. Now we're in third, and so we're in third gear, all the way down, 1000 RPM, and wind it on. What gear am I in? First, second, who cares? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. I enjoyed making it. I always do enjoy going out on the Tiger. It is basically a nasty little package. And yeah, if the question is would you recommend it, the answer is yes.